I'm going to be ranking the best power forwards in NBA 2K23. My team, we have a tier list here ranking from S that goes all the way down to D tier, and we have about 25 of the best power forwards in the game. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below who are some of your guys' favorite power forwards in my team right now, and let me know what you guys would change about my tier list. But looking at the first power forward here, going to be Diamond Al Horford. I would say he's probably going to be in the middle tier, going to be in that B tier category. I think he's a very solid power forward. He's 6'10" with a 7-foot wingspan. He does have a 93 ball, 93 mid-range, so he's going to be a really good pick and pop power forward. And then defensively, he's going to be pretty good on the defensive side of the ball with a 92 interior defense, 85 block, 81 steal, 81 lateral quickness, and an 81 perimeter. And he's also got some really good gold and Hall of Fame shooting badges, including Hall of Fame catch and shoot, and some really good gold shooting badges like Limitless Range, Green Machine Corner Specialist, Claymore, Amped, and Blinders as well. So I think overall, Al Horford going to be in my B tier category. Another B tier power forward I think is going to be the Pink Diamond Alonzo Mourning. He's a very well-rounded power forward and a very similar card to a guy like Al Horford. Like him and Al Horford are going to be very similar. They're both 6'10" with pretty good wingspans. Al Horford only going to have a 74 3 ball, so maybe not as good, shooting the 3 ball as well as a guy like Al Horford, but he's going to be better on the defensive end, having a 93 interior defense and a 93 block as well. He's also a lot faster, 85 speed, 85 acceleration. So I definitely think they're going to be similar cards, but different in a lot of ways as well. But both going to be in that B tier category. Talking about the Galaxy Opal Anthony Davis, for me, he's going to be in the S tier category. Obviously going to be a top 5 power forward. If you guys don't know, S tier is going to be my top 5 power forwards in the game. And I would say Anthony Davis, 1000% at least going to be in the top 5, probably even in the top 3. Looking at Diamond Ben Simmons, I think for the power forward position, he's probably going to be in that C tier category. I think he's a little bit better at small forward, but he is still going to be 6'11" with a really good player model and a really good wingspan as well. So this card can definitely run the power forward spot and be super effective. I just wish he could shoot threes, because if this card had like a 65 3 ball, because he's actually got a really good jump shot. So if he had like a 65 3 ball, maybe a couple gold or silver shooting badges, I think this card would be a lot better. But he's still very elite because he can do everything on the court at a very high level, especially at your power forward, having 91 speed, 91 acceleration, with also having Hall of Fame clamp breaker and quick first step is going to be super nice to have. You're going to be able to take a lot of those slower power forwards off the dribble and be able to blow right by them. So I'd say Ben Simmons at least going to be in that C tier category. Talking about the Dark Matter Larry Bird, now, I know he's a primary small forward, and most people would probably run him at the small forward spot, but I think Larry Bird, honestly, is going to only be an A tier power forward. I think there's probably 5 guys better at power forward than a guy like Bird. But you might be saying Larry Bird's a little bit undersized for the power forward spot. You might be right, because he's only 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan. But if we take a look at his defensive stats and badges, he's got gold anchor and some really good Hall of Fame defensive badges like post, lockdown, interceptor, glove, clamps, and challenger as well. And then defensive stats wise, he's got a 92 interior defense. He's got 92 steal, 94 lateral quickness with a 94 perimeter as well. And obviously he's going to be a very good sharpshooter, having a 98 3 ball, 98 mid-range with pretty much every single shooting badge in the game, at least on Hall of Fame. So I mean, he's going to be a really good stretch forward and all around. I think an A tier power forward, maybe in the S tier category. That's kind of crazy to say, though. I don't think Larry Bird is going to be a top 5 power forward. But looking at the Pink Diamond Blake Griffin, I would say he's probably going to be in C tier alongside with Bosch. I think both these cards, yes, they're still going to be pretty decent, but I think they're just going to be a little bit outdated, only both having 5 Hall of Fame badges. And stats wise, I mean, Blake Griffin's gonna be a liability on the defensive end and really doesn't have the greatest speed or stats as well. And then a guy like Bosch, he's probably a little bit better than Blake at the power forward spot. He has a better jump shot. He actually has a really good release, but he's going to be a little bit of a liability in the defensive end and definitely not going to be fast enough to play the power forward spot. So I think these guys are still decent power forwards, and you could definitely still use them, but I would say they're just going to be a little bit outdated. Talking about Pink Diamond Giannis, obviously going to be in the S tier category. In my opinion, I do think he's the best power forward in the game. I mean, he's an absolute beast at the power forward spot, 6'11" with a 7'4" wingspan, and this card just gets some crazy animations in game. If you guys have been playing my team for the past couple years, or basically since Giannis came into my team, like he just gets the craziest animations on the defensive side of ball. Like he's just great defender, great offensive card, and this year he actually has a really good release. Like this jump shot, super easy to green, and they also gave him the best dribble style and the best leaner as well. So I mean, this card is an absolute demigod and 1000% going to be in the S tier category. Talking about the Pink Diamond Jermaine O'Neal, I'm really not the biggest fan of this card. I would say he's probably going to be high C tier, probably the best power forward in C, but I don't don't think Jermaine O'Neal's that good because his jump shot is absolutely terrible, but I would say he's probably still going to be in that C tier category. Talking about Pink Diamond Josh Smith, I would say he's going to be in B tier. I think his Josh Smith card's actually a lot better than what people saying he is. Yes, I understand his jump shot's really bad, but if you can somewhat learn to green that jump shot, his stats are really nice. He's 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan, but take a look at these stats. He's super well rounded, really good at going to the rim. He's going to be able to give you some really good defense on the perimeter and on the interior as well. So as an all-around defender, he's going to be super nice to have on your team. And he's also glitched three-point shooting wise. So he does have a 93 ball, 84 mid-range. But yes, I do understand his jump shot really isn't the best and super hard to green. But if you can somehow get it down and learn his jump shot, I mean, I think this card is going to be a B tier power forward. Talking about the Dark Matter Tim Duncan, 1000% going to be in the S tier category. Obviously going to be super well-rounded, an amazing defender, one of the best power forward defenders in the game. And he's obviously got 20 Hall of Fame badges and going to be a Dark Matter, so definitely going to be my top 5 small forwards. Talking about the Diamond Cat, I would say he's probably going to be in C tier. He might be better at the center position. He's just a little bit too slow for power forward and really not the best of defenders, but he is going to be a good stretch big, can obviously shoot threes, so I'd say he's going to be in that C tier category. Talking about the Diamond Sean Kemp, is it crazy to say that Sean Kemp's in B tier? I think the Sean Kemp is probably the worst card in B tier, but I think this Sean Kemp card is actually pretty underrated. I know he was really good when he came out. Everybody loved this card. Yes, he's not the greatest of defenders, but he's got a good jump shot, 83 ball, 88 mid-range. Like I said, a pretty good release. That's very easy to green with. He's also got the normal leaner, which is nice, and driving to the rim. I mean, this card dunks on everybody and is unstoppable going to the basket. 95 driving dunk, 95 standing dunk with a 97 vertical and a 90 strength. So I would say Sean Kemp for me, honestly, going to be a low B tier power forward. Talking about Pink Diamond KG, going to be in my A tier category. I think he's a little bit better than guys like Al Horford, Josh Smith, and Alonzo Mourning as well. He's a super underrated power forward who's going to be a great defender and has a really good jump shot as well, but he's just going to give you some lockdown defense and just be a great all-around power forward. Talking about Pink Diamond Tim Thomas, yes, I know he's a better small forward, and most people do run him at the small forward spot, but I think you still have to include Tim Thomas on this list because obviously still the best card in the game, and I think it's not really close. I mean, at the power forward position, I do think it's a lot closer between guys like Giannis and Tim Thomas. I still think Tim is probably the better power forward just because he's the best card in the game, but at the power forward position, you could honestly make an argument that Giannis is better because he's taller, better wingspan, better player model, and all around is going to be the better defender. So I'd say Giannis and Tim Thomas are really close at number 1 and number 2, but I would say both definitely going to be in the S tier category. Talking about Pink Diamond Mikhail, I would say Mikhail probably going to be in that B tier spot, very similar to a guy like Alonzo Mourning, and he has a really good wingspan. I think it's like a 7'11" wingspan, which is really nice to have, especially on your power forward. Talking about Diamond Moses Malone, I would say he's probably going to be either low B tier or high C tier. I think this Moses card is actually pretty solid, so I'll go B tier. I think he's a pretty solid power forward. Talking about Obi Toppin, honestly going to be in that B tier category. I think this Obi Toppin card is actually super underrated and a super elite power forward. He's 6'9" with a 7'1" wingspan. Stats wise, he's going to be very well rounded. Nothing too crazy stats wise, but he's going to be really elite at going to the basket. I would say he's honestly just going to be a better Sean Kemp because he's got a good jump shot, probably just as good or maybe even better than Kemp's, right? He's got the normal leaner as well. Defensively, he's going to be a better defender than Kemp, and he's also going to be just as good at going to the basket, and he dunks on everybody as well. And he's probably got, you know, better 3-ball, like 87 3-ball. He's probably a little bit faster. So I would say Obi Toppin and Sean Kemp definitely going to be similar. I'd maybe even take Obi Toppin over a guy like Kemp. Talking about Amethyst Poku, I think he's actually going to be really good, especially for being an Amethyst card, but I would say he's better at the small forward spot. At power forward, I mean, unless his strength is actually not, I think his strength is kind of low. No, let me just quickly check. Is his strength kind of low? His strength is 73, and defensively, I think he leaves a little bit to be desired on the power forward spot on the defensive end. Yes, he is 7 foot with a 7'3" wingspan, but I'm probably gonna go high C tier. Like, I would honestly take him over every single power forward in C tier, but I think at the power forward spot, he would just kind of get bullied by, you know, some of these stronger cards like a guy like Al Horford. I feel like he'd just be able to push him out the way. Talking about the Pink Diamond Dwight Howard, I would say for now gonna be in the A tier category, but probably gonna be that last spot in S tier. Talking about Amethyst Robert Williams, I would say very similar to a guy like Poku, going to be one of the better cards in C tier, but I mean, I just don't think they're on the same level with these cards in B. Talking about Diamond Dennis Rodman, honestly, I would say he's probably going to be C tier. I do like him a lot more at the small forward spot. Going to be a great defender, one of the best in the game. I just think he's only 6'7", so he's a little bit undersized for the power forward spot. I know he's got insane defensive and rebounding stats, but 6'7", I think is just a little bit too small for power forward. Talking about Pink Diamond James Worthy, 1000% going to be my A tier category. A very well-rounded card who's a great shooter. He's great to go into the basket, and he's going to be a great defender as well. And then to round off the tier list, guys, we're going to go for the Pink Diamond Zion Williamson, who I think still probably going to be in that B tier category. I know he's 6'7" as well, just like a guy like Rodman. He's definitely going to be one of the worst power forwards in B tier, but overall, I still think you have to have him in B tier with how dominant he is at going to the rim, very similar to a guy like Sean Kemp. And then, guys, we have to move one of these power forwards from A tier up into the S tier category. So let me know in the comment section down below, out of these 4 power forwards in A tier, which one would you guys move up into the S tier category? I think for me, it's going to be Dwight Howard. I would say at the power forward spot, he's better than a guy like Larry Bird, and he's better than James Worthy and KG as well. But guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about my power forward tier list? I'm also going to move Al Horford up to the A tier category because I do think he's the best power forward in B tier, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.